More marathon tips from Richard New Yorker's book from marathon running, and so here we go. It takes the body around 2 weeks to adapt to the stress of training. Yeah, so you're not gonna make regardless of how you feel, it's probably gonna take you a bit of time to really get the benefits from your training. Okay, your last session should be 4 days before a marathon. Yeah, I'd say that before any race even, and I'd say yeah, your last session should be like a light volume, keep fresh. I'm gonna go through the tapering from the weeks before the marathon. Okay, so cutting down the mileage, that's what it means. Okay, so let's take the old notes. So in the third week before the marathon, you should be doing 80% of your total regular mileage. So you're cutting down 20%. Your longest run should be at least 20 miles, and you're doing 2 sessions a week, and your main one will be 2 by 30 minutes at marathon race pace, whatever that may be, whatever you know, 6 minutes, 6:30 mile pace, whatever. Okay, so 2 weeks before the marathon, second week before, so 60% of your overall mileage. Your longest run should be an hour and a half, ideally. It's just a sample. And your main session should be 3 by 10 minutes at race pace. So yeah, the volume of the session is getting lower and lower. So now last week before the session, 40%. So you're doing less than half your regular mileage. Your longest long run is just an hour, so might be like 45 minutes for the other ones. One session was only 2 by 1 mile at race pace. So say you're aiming for a 6 minute mile pace, that would be 12 minutes of running. So not a long session, very short. Okay, so better to run even splits or negative splits, even negative splits. Yeah, so from what I've seen in the marathon, from the world records, not the sub 2 hour attempt, that doesn't count as the world record. From Demis Kometo and Paul Radcliffe, they're both negative splits. They're only like slightly slower. I mean, it's probably like less than 2 seconds per mile slower. But still, that's the way they do it, and you can look it up yourself and you'll see. Okay, so if you're feeling good, break distance into segments. Example: 10 miles, halfway, 20 miles. Yeah, that always helps. I've never ran a marathon before, so I've never actually done that. Yeah, I haven't really broken into segments before. Okay, so I can't really talk about that. If you're feeling good, restrain yourself until 20 miles. Yeah, so say you're aiming for say 6 minute mile pace in the marathon. Say after like 5 miles you're feeling really good. 6 minute mile pace is feeling way too slow. Conversational stuff. Just hold back. Say with 20 miles, if you feel like going a little bit faster, then go off. And if you can say go like a lot faster than 6 minute mile pace for the last few miles, then it probably means next time you should aim for a faster time, I'd say. So be in a group for wind protection. Yeah. Wind blows someone in your way, they block the wind, and if the wind is blowing into your back and someone's in front of you, you get the wind benefit. Well, they don't. So you have to be selfish here. It's about you, really. Race day arrangements: how to get to the start, where to meet with friends. Oh yeah, blah 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 blah. So here is the progression for a year. I got this. I'm gonna show you now. It's based on what you should be doing for the whole year. It was something like, okay, here we go. Here's the list. Periodization. So May, June, July, you'd be faster, aiming for 5, 10K training, that type of thing. So speed work generally be a bit faster. Second half of August, low period of training, break routine. I'm not sure if they mean take a break, but yeah, certainly taking a break every now and then is okay, or even tapering, just doing low mileage, keep yourself fresh. August, September, increase mileage, so now you're doing 10K or 10 mile races. So you aim to half marathon. Yeah, so November, December, reduced mileage, hill working circuits, cross country race. Yeah, that'll be 10K, I think. Last 10 days of December, low period training over Christmas, recharge about it. Yeah, so I don't know, it might be like easy week. Cut down the mileage a bit over Christmas period. I think that's what they mean. January, February, March, marathon build up, hardest training. April marathon. Yeah, this is when the toughest training, hopefully the most effective training comes in. But April, May, you taper for the race. Race well, good rest. Yeah, so I mentioned before, you cut down your mileage. Last 3 weeks before the marathon, cut down a little bit more each time. So you're feeling nice and fresh. Trust me, I've done this before. Your body needs to recover. Doing more is not necessarily better. Sometimes you just need to cut down, recover, be fresh for race day. You're better off doing that than and feel like you're holding back a bit for those 3 weeks than just keep training on your full mileage and then run the race. I feel great and then go into the race feeling great and then run crap in the race. Trust me, race is the most important at the end of the day. So eat a breakfast 3 hours before start a marathon. Try this routine leading up to the marathon. Yeah, so they say most marathons start at 9, so be like finish your breakfast at 6, say. Warm up, yeah, 10-15 minutes, nice and slower. I'd say a good bit slower than your marathon pace. Strides, I don't know about that actually. I've never done a marathon before. I'm not sure I wouldn't be able to say whether you should do strides or not, but certainly I wouldn't say it'd be a disaster if you didn't, because at the start you'll feel very relaxed, because you're keeping going for so long. It's not going to feel particularly fast, like at the start of an 800 meter or something. Pin race number to slip evening before. Yeah, get everything done the evening before. You don't want to stress out in the day, because the nerves can get the better of you sometimes. Running runners 2 to 3 times before start a marathon at least, particularly the long run. Yeah, you want to get used to those runners. Unless you want to be like Bikila and run the marathon in your bare feet and win the marathon gold, but at the Olympics, not everyone can do that. Clothes, food, yeah, you need to bring like nutrition on during the race and after. Yeah, though it'll be hard after, but you should try to eat something at least. Stay in control. Don't be too aggressive at the start. Yeah, so whatever your race pace is, it's going to feel slow, especially at the start. It gets harder as you go along, even if you're going along at the same pace, because you've done more mileage and there's more damage in the legs at that stage. So reserve bigger efforts for the end of a marathon. Yeah, so the biggest effort should be like last 6 miles, 5 miles, was it? Yeah, I think so. Do your best. Yeah, so it's not going to just do the training and trying to do everything else right. You need to actually, on race day, you need to just do your very best over those 26.2 miles, not over the first 5 miles. Anticipate running in a crowd. Yeah, so if you're running on your own, you might have to visualize. You're going to be running in a crowd, so it's going to be different. There's going to be crowds as well, so it's not going to be lonely like running on your own. So let the crowd encourage you, but not to the extent where you start too fast. Yeah, you don't get overexcited. I think I just spat on the screen. Dirty Irish fun runner, got enough to his all tricks. So the highs and lows, yeah. So it's a long race, so you probably have happy moments, jolly moments, moments of satisfaction, moments of pain, suffering, wondering why persistence. Your patience might be tested. Why do I do this and all that? So just expect that. It's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows like they say. Unable to take drinks at stations. Yeah, they say that's unlikely, so hopefully that won't happen. Hit the wall, slowing down when your glycogen reserves have been exhausted. Yeah, that's what hitting the wall is. So then you rely on fast. Yeah, you want to avoid that because you're not going to run as well then. Don't worry if crowds put you behind pace. There's plenty of time. Yeah, not too far behind pace. I mean, if you're aiming for say 5-minute mile pace marathon, and you run really slow on the first mile, your watch beeps at you and you say it says 10 minutes for the first mile. You're like, fuck. You're right then that your marathon time's gone. You're not getting the PB, so you might as well. Oh no, well, you might as well keep trying, but it really affect your chances. Okay, so use pub and en route instead of port do. Yeah, those pubs, yeah, good idea. Prepare for 15 miles where it seems like a long way to go. I've never done a marathon, I don't know what it's like, but suck glucose tablets or boiled sweets in the second half of marathon. Right, we have to remember this book was released in 2003, so I don't know, maybe that's changed. I don't know, I've never actually. I'm sure you take something anyway, so plan training in advance and anticipate. Next page. Anticipate tiredness. Try to avoid injury. Oh yeah, avoiding injury, that's big. Jesus. There's a guy I was talking about at my athletic club today, and I'm saying he'd be one of the best in the country for his age if he didn't get injured. Maybe, I'd say the best actually. Oh man, sometimes spends so much time out injured. It's just sad. You just think of how good they might be. A lot of people are like that. I'd say you come across people in your life who could have been so good. It just, injuries got in the way. Avoiding injuries is big. You really need to get into the habit of doing all the right stuff early on, I guess. Warm up, easy running with stretching. Do some relaxed strides. Yeah, I say stretching before isn't that beneficial, but easy running, nice and relaxed. Cool down. Disperse some waste product. Example, lactic acid with 10 to 15 minutes easy running. Yeah. Though you're there's gonna be a lot of lactic acid the next day anyway. So recovery run, they'll get rid of it even more. Respect your limitations. Yeah. So me personally, I can't expect to run a 13-minute 5K right now. It's just not gonna happen. More, not always better. I mentioned that earlier. Yeah. Don't play catch up. Yeah. So if you miss 2 weeks of training, don't try to double the mileage for the next 2 weeks that you'd normally do. I'll just lead to burnout. No, if I miss 2 weeks, probably have to cut down the mileage when you're getting back. Muscle weakness or loss of flexibility. These are musculoskeletal causes of injury. Increased chance of postural instability and imbalances. Yeah, you want to avoid that. Environmental factors. Surfaces, terrain, example, Achilles and shin splints, running on hard surfaces, sore quads from downhill, bad shoes, insufficient warm-up, muscle strains. Diet, dehydration or glycogen depletion can cause muscle cramps. Yeah, you need high sugar levels. Carb the fuck up. 76% carbs of your diet. Yeah, like those Kenyans I was talking about. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Okay, minor injuries. Anti-inflammatory tablets or cream for soreness. Yeah, even food. There's certain foods you can eat. There's foods that are good anti-inflammatories. Some of them are pro-inflammatories, if that makes sense. Like I think even potatoes and aubergine are can cause inflammatory, which is surprising because they're vegetables. You think they're really healthy, so I don't know. Periodization. Some complete in shorter races, others take a break from competitive running. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier actually. So here we're going to go through it. Break training into phases with short-term goals. Short hill reps or track sessions are a great way to improve your speed. Address weaknesses through circuit training. Example, help you peak at the right time. Alright, so here we go. Timetable. So May, June, emphasis fast running, so 5 and 10K races. July, first half, that's May, June, and July. So yeah, here's the table. First half of August, low period training. I think I already mentioned this. No, I shouldn't go over it again. Don't want to be the repetitive YouTube channel. Okay, next up. Spring, summer, short race over 5K on track or road. Yeah, so spring, summer, summer, autumn, 10K, 10-mile races. Autumn, winter, there'll be cross country. Winter, spring, marathon preparation. Yeah, so it's split into those four. So 5K, 10K, 10 miles, cross country and marathon. Those four. Yeah, you get a good mix from them. Different distances, different terrain. So tactics, actually no, I'm not going to go over tactics, so I'll leave it there. So this is the Irish Funner with my video, more marathon tips. I'm learning a lot myself. I've learned a lot about periodization. I don't know about you, but I didn't know about that you could be running like 5K, 10K, 10-mile cross-country races as well. But yeah, I guess that's the thing, it's not just, you're not just going to run one marathon, you're not just going to run the marathon, you can run other distances as well. So I don't know if you should be doing anything under 5K, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, there's exceptions to every rule. So this is Irish Fun Runner. Do what you feel is right. Whether that be like, comment, subscribe. Give me loads of criticism. Say that I'm a boring bastard from all my shit content. And I will see you next time.